It's your boy Ken Flores. Check me out on the Bootleg Kev podcast.
Hey, we're about to kick off another interview brought to you by Hardin. That's right. If you're in Vegas, it's the #1 dispensary in the country, the craziest selection of premium cannabis. And all you got to do is shoot them a follow, Hardin_Las Vegas, HardinLasVegas.com. When you're in Vegas, tell them I sent you. Let's get into the interview. Yo, Bootleg Kev podcast, man. We got a special guest in here, the very funny Ken Flores. Welcome, sir.
What up, man? Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You know, I've noticed about you, you have a pretty stellar fitted hat collection.
Hell yeah, I know. I've loved hats ever since I was growing up. I worked at Lids for a good minute.
Oh, you got the Lids discount?
Nah, hell no. I mean, I used to steal from that motherfucker, so they fired my ass. But I was working there during high school and shit. Then my coworker started fucking a manager, so we started stealing because we was blackmailing her.
Nice.
All kinds of shit. But anyway, all that to say that yeah, I got into hats around that time, and now when people see it on the videos online, every time I go to their city, they got one ready for me.
They got to fit it for you?
Yep, it's the best.
What's the most you paid for a fitted?
Man, I mean, usually the nicer ones that I got are the ones that are gifts. I was just in San Diego and I went into like just the Lids and bought like a regular, I think it was maybe like a spring training San Diego Padres hat, and that was $60. That one kind of hurt. I was like, damn.
Nah, they're fucking, dude. They're up there. Especially if you go to like Shots of Cap City, you go over there, they got like the variants. Like shit, you might spend like $70 on a fitted.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then when I wear them to perform, so usually I'm sweating on stage, so I could only usually wear it once, and after that it's got like a yellow stain on it or smells like ass.
That shit is crazy. So you said you were just in Reno this past weekend and you flooded your hotel room.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was in Reno. It was my first time there. I had heard about it, but I ain't
It's a real methy town.
Real meth. You know, it's crazy because it's like, it's a weird combo. It's like some of the richest, wealthiest, nicest white people, and then just some of like the most trashiest fucking people.
It's kind of like Vegas.
Yeah,
but just like much smaller and much more rednecky.
Yeah. But it was fun, man. It was my first time there. But they put me in like a nice suite at the comedy club was inside the casino, and they put me in the suite up there, and they had a nice like jacuzzi with a big view. And usually I've gotten jacuzzis before, but like at the Super 8, so I don't even think about getting them because
they got jacuzzis at the Super 8.
Yeah, you get they give you like the deluxe suite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't get in. They probably get something like STD or some shit.
Right.
But yeah, this hotel was a little bit nicer, so I ran the water. I let it fill up all the way. I was drunk as hell. It was me and my girl. It's like 5 in the morning. We were down like 1,500 at the casino. So I was like, you know what? Let's just end the night with a nice like jacuzzi, you know. So I filled it up all the way. I didn't realize that. I ain't never took this math class or science class. When they talking about it was water distribution or something like that. When you jump in that motherfucker, the water elevates. So me and my girl both got in that motherfucker, and I'm a big motherfucker already. So that shit, it was just like a tsunami, bro. Like I just looked at the water, like flood the whole apartment. And the crazy thing is that I had just traveled from Chicago to Reno, and I was doing laundry because I stopped to visit my parents.
Right.
And I was going to miss my flight, so I didn't let my clothes dry all the way. So as soon as I got to the suite, I laid everything out on the floor with my girl to let it air dry. And now everything's on the floor, so as the fucking suite is flooding, everything's just getting soaked all over again. So it's just me and my girl, we're literally fighting to get out this jacuzzi. But of course, the jacuzzi is like it's got like a little slant, so we're slipping. It's like some cartoon shit, Flintstone shit. Like we're running and play Scooby-Doo shit, you know. Finally, we get to jump out the goddamn jacuzzi. We put everything away, but I mean, at this point, like we're walking around the whole weekend, and all you hear is all the water and the goddamn fucking carpet. It just, by the third day, it just smelled like it was
like mold.
It was mold. I was like, we either gonna go through this motherfucking ceiling down to the next floor, or the next motherfucker will.
No deposit.
No, the deposit gone. We just started smoking in that moment. At that point, we just started taking shit.
Yeah, once you flood the room, you just gotta kind of like, I don't know, just do whatever you want in there at that point.
For real.
You're like, I'm gonna smoke weed.
Might as well sublease that motherfucker at that point.
My Airbnb this bitch out for a day. You know, shit. What's it? So you're originally from Chicago, right?
Yeah, I grew up in the north side of Chicago, Humboldt Park neighborhood, and then I moved out right around like middle school, high school. I moved out to Aurora, which is a suburb of Chicago, about 40 miles west of downtown. Wayne's World was actually shot there.
Wayne's World was shot in your hometown?
Yep, Aurora, Illinois.
Fire.
Yep.
I'm curious because like I don't think a lot of people give like the city of Chicago like enough credit as it being like a real Mexican city.
Oh yeah.
Because like when we think of Mexicans, we think of like Texas, the West Coast, like, but Chicago's like, I would always say the furthest east you can get real dope Mexican food is Chicago. Anything after that, shit's fucked up.
Nah, man. There's actually an argument going on online. I've actually gone viral a few times bringing this argument up, saying that Chicago has got better Mexican food than the whole country, even California,
That's
LA.
a wild thing to say.
So yeah, some people, I know.
Yeah. That's just blasphemy.
Yeah, I've lived here a little bit longer now in LA, and I come to realize that it's just that you guys got a lot of options.
Well, it's also home for you, so like I get it.
Yeah, but we do got good food though.
For sure, I heard it's I heard it's amazing.
But yeah, but when I started touring and traveling, I tell people I'm from Chicago, and their first reaction is there's Mexicans there, which to me is like insane because I'm from there, so I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we're all Mexican up there. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was crazy. But it's also a culture shock to go to New York, or like my first time I was ever on the road, I went to DC, and I realized that their majority of Latino was Salvadorian. It wasn't Mexican, so that was kind of weird to me. I was like, whoa.
That's like when I lived in Florida for 3 years, and if I met a Mexican, I was excited. I was like, oh, from the West Coast. Yeah. Where can I get good food? And they're like, they're no say.
Yeah. It is a culture shock, especially if you frequent only the West Coast, Texas or Chicago, and then you go out east, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you go to Florida, it's that Cubano food, man. Yeah, which is fire. Yeah, it's fire for sure, but it's different. Yeah, it's totally different.
In Chicago, we got Puerto Ricans in Humboldt Park neighborhood, and we got Puerto Rican Chicago food that's not even available in Puerto Rico. It's only in Chicago.
Puerto Rican Chicago. So a style of Puerto Rican food that's Chicago only specific.
Specifically, they created this
like Tex-Mex.
Yeah, like Tex-Mex, but they got this thing. It's called a jibarito. I always shout it out. It's basically like a steak sandwich, but instead of bread, they use plantains.
Oh shit!
And it's just, A1. Shout out to Jibaritos de Mas in Chicago and Humboldt Park. It's gas, bro. I recommend you guys to go there. But that's why Chicago's different. Like the food is just. I think we got the best food in the world. I ain't gonna lie.
I've heard it's amazing. My friend does radio out there. North side of Chicago is Cubs.
Yep.
South side, obviously, White Sox.
Yep.
So did you grow up a Cubs fan?
You know what? The people we used to live in a basement, me and my family, and the landlord that lived above us, which is kind of like our family now that we consider them, but they were like huge Cubs fans. So I just remember like Sammy Sosa during his prime, all that, and they never took me to a game, and I still to this day have never been to a Cubs game, but I did grow up liking the Cubs. As I got older, I kind of fell off of baseball, and I started wearing a lot of black, so I'll just buy a whole bunch of Sox gear.
I mean, White Sox the cleanest hat in all sports.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I probably own 300 White Sox fitteds in the last 10 years.
They go with everything, man.
You can wear a White Sox fitted with anything.
Yep. And then, but I've been to White Sox games, but I've actually been to more Dodgers games than anything. So I guess I consider myself a Dodgers fan now. But yeah, I grew up a Cubs fan.
When you were growing up, because obviously, when we think of Chicago from like the hip hop perspective, at least in the last decade, we think of like the Chirac, quote unquote, the drill scene. Obviously, the North Side's a lot not near that where you were at, and obviously you moved out. But did you like? Were you like being in your hometown during that era of like drill and everything that was happening out of Chicago? Like, was that like dope just to kind of be around for?
Bro, it's like what this is how inspiring that shit is. This weekend, Chief Keef was back in Chicago.
First time in 12 years.
For Summer Smash. I was literally considering canceling my show to fly back to Chicago because I'm friends with the people that own Speaker Box. Shout out my homie Ivan Carranza. So he always hooks me up with tickets, and like it was such a monumental movement for Chicago. Like I'm watching the goddamn TikToks, my eyes are watery and shit. I'm getting goosebumps. If you follow me on Instagram, it's Ken Flores 300. It's 300 because we're so like it's just inspired. Chief Keef just. I'm not a BD. I'm not a Black Disciple.
Right.
But we all he had the Mexicans, the blacks, the white. Everybody was BD around that time, 2012, when like Back from the Dead came out. Fredo Santana and me. One time, me and Fredo Santana, he had a concert, and I was up there just gang banging. I'm not even gonna say what I was saying, but I was gang banging, and he saw me, so we started gang banging on each other. It was like I was a huge fan of the whole Glow, like the Glory Boys and all that. Lil Durk when he came up, I mean, and then like following G Herbo, Bibby right after,
Bibby,
all that, like that whole time was like, they made it seem like even me as a comedian, because like Kanye made it out of Chicago, you know, but I was too young at the time. I was born '96,
for sure.
Like I wasn't even like into hip hop around that time, like because. You know, my parents were Mexican. Like I didn't even know hip hop was a thing or whatever. So when I got into hip hop, it was a little bit later. But just being able to witness that whole era of Love Foe, you know, like these guys, like for a long time, they made their friends famous. Like Fredo Santana had like the Savage Squad, Lil Durk and his OTF crew.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad. Obviously, they also ignited a war in Chicago, and you know,
a lot of people lost their life. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, just like the as far as the motivation too, like it made me feel like, oh shit, this dude is from here, like the same place I'm from. Not necessarily the same place, right? Because it's a completely different world, the South Side compared to the North Side or the suburbs. But just like him, like damn, like he lived like out here. He walked these streets and he fucking made it. He blew up. He's a multimillionaire, huge Interscope deal. 16 years old. I'm 16 years old. You know, like at the time, and it just motivated me to be like, oh, I could make it and what I want to do if he can do it, you know. And then I ain't gonna lie, like it was really inspirational. Like, and a lot of people started rapping. That's how a lot of rappers from Chicago came up.
He's probably. I mean, look, when you break it down, like the last 10 to 15 years, it's like him, Future.
Yeah.
As far as the most influential.
Yeah.
Influencing other artists' sound. Like it's probably those two. Like
it was just completely like, I mean, I don't know, man. To me, it was.
No, it was dope. It was dope. I was at Rolling Loud, and I was on stage while he was performing because Sexy Red came out. We were up there. You were there. That shit was a free for all on stage. They had the whole goddamn everybody from Rolling Loud just wanted to come and see him perform because like he don't perform like that, you know, like. And you know, like to see him go back to Chicago was dope. I didn't even realize it. They're like, your first time in 12 years. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. So there's songs like, for example, like Finito, who you put it at a club at any concert, is gonna play, and people are gonna go crazy.
For sure.
So it's the first time he gets to perform that song in Chicago,
which is crazy.
I mean, it's insane. Like, just. I mean, like I said, I just wish I was there. It's definitely a crazy moment.
So how did you kind of break it down, man? Like obviously, you're obviously killing it. You're touring. You've been killing it as a comedian. But how did all this start for you?
I mean, shout out to the internet. Internet is definitely changing a lot of people's lives right now if you're a content creator. But as far as like putting me in the game, you actually just had my big homie Rene Vaca here not too long ago.
Yeah.
The way I kind of started getting on the road was I came across some of his videos. He was actually one of the first people to start like with those viral stand-up clips. Now I know that they're all over the internet. Most of them are trash. But he was
everybody's doing them.
Yeah, everybody's doing them, but they don't. Everybody don't.
And also they're forcing crowd work to try to get one of those moments, as opposed to just focusing on the comedy.
Yeah, it sucks to see a comedian perform looking for a clip or chasing a clip.
Yes, because dude, just do as a good set and it'll happen.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It's way more organic. You feel me? But Rene was one of those guys that like he was never looking for the clip. He's just a fucking crazy motherfucker on stage. His energy is insane. So his videos would automatically go viral. And I remember me and my homeboy Chins at the time, we're watching them and we're like, dude, whenever this kid, I don't know who this kid is, but we need to go see him whenever he comes to Chicago. And he had booked a show at the Laugh Factory out there. At this point, Rene only had like 40,000 followers. So I messaged him. I was like, hey man, I'm a comedian in Chicago. At that point, I had like 1,000 followers or something.
Right.
I was like, would love to open for you. Would love to work with you. You're from San Fernando Valley. I got family in San Fernando. I was trying to relate to him. You feel me? Like, so he'd give me a spot, but he was like, bro, I already got people coming with me. I'm sorry, I can't really give you a spot. And I understand them because now I get people that message me that, and you're like,
I got my openers.
What the fuck would I put you up?
Yeah.
But so I get them now.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was like, damn. Luckily, I had a relationship with the club. So then the club ended up hitting me up. They're like, you know what? Somebody dropped out, so you come do 5 minutes open for him. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I went up first before all his openers. And I low-key killed that shit. And there was only like 40 people there. Like he wasn't that big at the time, so we didn't really sell tickets. It was kind of empty. But we rocked the show. That night we drank, and then he started telling me, like, bro, put your content out. Like, it's going to start to blow up. People will follow you, you know. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So we start, me and my roommate at the time, I told him, I was like, I'm going to pay for your half of the rent. Just do me a favor, like, just cut out clips for me. And that's all I need you to do. He was my video guy at the time. He was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. So we started putting out clips every week. And I started growing. Rene started blowing up like to the max. Then he was gonna come back to Chicago. The time he came back to Chicago, he actually hit me up. He's like, hey man, I see you've been doing your thing. I'm about to go back. Help me promote this show. Let's sell it out. I'll let you feature for me. And he'll give you 20 minutes instead of 5. I was like, all right, fuck it. We announced the show. It sold out like in 2 days.
Shit.
It was like 300 people. So I was like, oh shit, like we got something going here. So then we did the show. He actually, his feature, something had happened. We had overbooked the show, so they had to have me host instead, which hosting kind of sucks because then you got to go first. And then
in the middle of everybody.
In the middle of everybody. But I was like, you know what? Instead of looking at it like, fuck, you know, I got demoted, I'm going to look at it like opportunity. I get to go up there multiple times, so I'm going to make them love me. So I went up there, I fucking rocked that shit, and it got to a point where the people were waiting for the comedians to hurry up and finish just so they could see me again. So then Rene obviously went up there and rocked that shit. And then from there, he told me, he's like, hey, bro, call off work tomorrow and let's go to Detroit. I got another tour stop up there. Shit, I was like, shit, say less. I called.
Where were you working?
I was doing leasing for an apartment complex at over there and back home. And I was like, fuck it. So I called off work and we went up to Detroit. We drove all the way up to Detroit. We did the show. And from there, we went out to drink to a Buffalo Wild Wings. I remember this is the realest shit somebody ever did for me in comedy. We were drinking at the B-Dubs. And he's like, bro, you need to come to LA. Have you ever performed in LA? And at that time, I already was kind of building a following, and people would tell me, like, are you from LA? You need to come to LA. I was like, I don't know nobody in LA, bro, so I've never performed out there, but I know I got people that's waiting on me. So he's like, how about this? You and me go to the Vaca Comedy Club. We'll co-headline. So we'll go 50-50 on the door. You can have 50, I'll keep 50. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just been like, you could open for me.
And you would have been like, I'm in.
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck, I don't give a shit if I would have been negative. You feel me? Like, I'm coming. So, but instead, he did that for me. And before we left the B-Dubs, he had already got on the phone with the owner of Vaca Comedy Club. Shout out to Terry. And we already had the link up before we left. So Ken Flores and Rene Vaca co-headlining Vaca Comedy Club North Hollywood. So that to me was like, oh shit, like he's doing it, you know. He's not just talking out his ass, because in this business, motherfuckers just be talking out their ass. So I was like, fuck it, we gone then. So from there, he went back home, and we didn't really speak until like the week of the shows. The show started selling out. We started with 1 show, ended up with 4. Total. Wow. And I remember that weekend we did the show, and this motherfucker pulled out. He did it on purpose, but it was cool of him. He got the money in cash, and he gave me, it was like, I don't know, like $6-7 grand, big old stack of cash. And I had never had that much bread, like on like legal money, like that. I was like, damn, like this motherfucker just changed my life, literally. Like this $7,000, I'm able to quit my job and move out here. And then he's like, and I got Boston, New York, and he gave me a list of like 8 cities following weeks. He's like, let me know. So I didn't even call my boss. I just went back home. I dropped my keys off in the office. I got a 1-way back to LA, and I never went back.
What year was this?
This is last year, at the beginning of the year, 2023, January.
Fuck.
Yeah. And now it's June 2024. I'm on my own tour. I got my own agents, my own management, and it's because every time he was in the room, he said my name.
So dope.
Hell yeah.
I feel like people don't be putting on like that, like they should, man. I feel like obviously you always hear guys like Joe Rogan bringing people up, but like, you know, I feel like there's the other side of comedy where people are very like stingy with the light.
The thing about Rene, the way he moves, he's very confident. But he doesn't just appear to be confident. He is confident in his material and in his work. So he don't mind putting me up before him. There was a lot of times where I would do shows in Chicago and people would be like, oh, I'm not going to go after Ken because Ken's going to rip it up.
Right.
And then I'm going to have to go fucking suck. So and he not scared of having to follow somebody funny.
Nah, I feel like you want somebody to kill it.
Hell yeah. That should be the mindset, but it isn't for a lot of people, you know? So he always...
They want to be the funniest person of the night no matter what.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
So even if it means booking people that suck and having the crowd have to sit through the bullshit, you know?
Right.
But yeah, no, he did that for me. And because he is confident in his material, he don't mind me getting a piece of the pie, and then you realize in this game, it's fucking money everywhere. So.
Now, when I saw you guys, I saw you and him and Concrete pull up. That shit was dog. That was one of the funnier nights. And you were roasting this dude in the front row. The whole crowd was chanting, "Frank is gay." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Or no, Frank sucks dick. Frank sucks dick. Oh my God.
Yeah, with that shit, you gotta be careful, man, because you never know.
Now you're like, what do you want to do? I was like, damn. I was like, shit.
But
me and Ben Butler were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, at the same time, it's like a new age of comedy, you know, like.
No, it was cool though. It was so funny, dude. Yeah, it was a good night. So before you met Rene, how long was your comedic journey before that? Like, were you just doing open mics? Like,
I mean, so my license got revoked because I was
from driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was already living in Aurora, so it's about like a 35-minute drive into the city. So I didn't really have rides to go into the city, so I couldn't really do open mics like that. I was only doing open mics in my hometown, which only be like once a month. I did comedy about 5 years before I met Rene.
Wow.
So I was 5 years in.
But it was very much like a hobby, or were you super like in it? Like, yo, this shit's gonna work.
It had to work. Like I was like, it has to work because I know I don't want to go work at a factory no more or warehouse. I'm done with that shit. I was into drugs really bad too.
Doing them or selling them?
Doing them.
Okay.
No, I was not selling nothing. I was doing all my product. but
what drugs were you doing?
Cocaine, man.
Oh yeah. Huh?
Yeah, that's the one that fucked you up.
That'd explain why you're friends with our good buddy Alexis.
But anyway, so yeah, that and I ended up I was doing open mics or whatever, but I kind of had to make sure I killed every show I was on to be able to leave with another booking from that show because I didn't have time to hang out or the opportunity to hang out. Right. Exactly, I just couldn't do it because I didn't have the ride. I was fucked, so I had to work with what I had. So I only in my whole life, it's kind of weird to say, and people don't believe me when I say it, but I've only ever done like 8 or 9 open mics ever. Wow. From there, it was just shows that I was booking, and then the internet and Rene just took everything off. But luckily, like I was ready, and it also takes talent. It's not hard work is hard work, but there's also got to be a little.
Yeah, you can work really hard at putting out shitty music. No one's gonna like it.
Yeah, but
like if you suck, you suck. Like it is what it is. Now, if you have a little bit of talent, maybe we see some subpar comedians doing well, but they have great fucking work ethics.
Yeah, exactly. So you will get better.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing on the road because I definitely wasn't ready because a lot of comedians, especially like the OGs, like the Bert Kreischers, Tom Segura's, like most of them, they got to feature for years before they started headlining. Mm-hmm. So they walked into a lot of these venues already. So when you walk into somewhere that you've already been to before,
it's different.
It's a completely different confidence. Even if the staff is
you know it, you know the place. Yeah.
You know where the backstage is, where the bathroom is.
You kind of have an idea about the people who come to the shows in those cities.
Exactly. And you're not iffy about like, iffy about shit, but and then with me, it's like a lot of these places I'm going to I'm going there for the first time, so I don't know how I'm gonna get treated. I don't know what to expect.
Right.
But so it kind of like the first night's always kind of like kind of rubbing the dust off or whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, shit. Fuck it. We live in a time where it's like it's either now or never. So I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I can't do it because I fuck it. You gotta learn as we go.
Hey, we gotta stop the interview to tell you about our folks at MyBookie. That's right, NBA Finals are here. So many over/unders, so much going on. I mean, look, I think I'm hammering the Mavericks to come back and win 2 games. I don't know, I could be wrong, but look, Mavs, Celtics. We got NFL season coming up. We got baseball, man. We're in the thick of the baseball season. WNBA bets are going crazy. And, of course, the full live casino, all available, mybookie.ag. You got to pull up to MyBookie and sign up for a new account right now. When you sign up for a new account, use the promo code BOOTLEG, and you'll get that first deposit bonus. That's how they do things. Get on the action, man. It could be UFC, boxing. There's so many big fight weekends happening, man. So much going on. All you got to do is go to MyBookie, man, if you want to get in on the action. Trust me when I say I've been using MyBookie for about 9 years now, 8 or 9 years. It's the best, man. Easy to get your money out. It's just the best. What are we talking about? MyBookie.ag. Sign up for a new account using that promo code BOOTLEG right now. Also, shout out to the good folks at Blue Chew. Shout out to Blue Chew, man. Look, it's hot as hell outside. I don't know what that has to do with Blue Chew, but usually when it's hot, you want to fuck some more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, if you would like to, get over your erectile dysfunction, if you're dealing with that, maybe you're a little stressed at work, maybe you're tired of your partner, Maybe. Maybe. Well, guess what? You can try Blue Chew right now. A free month supply of Blue Chew delivered right to your door. Go to BlueChew.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG right now, and they will send you a month supply for free for only $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code BOOTLEG. Now, what is Blue Chew? It is the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. It is in a chewable form. It is delivered right to your doorstep in a discreet package. And the best part about all of this, you don't have to go sit down and talk to a doctor in person. Everything's online. It's quick. Boom, boom, boom. And then your dick is rah. You know what I'm saying? That sounded like a designer ad lib. You know what I'm saying? But look, your penis will be fucking yoked up, bruh. Go to BlueChew.com, promo code BOOTLEG. Let's get back to the interview. I saw you on the cooking show with Bert Kreischer. Have any of those kind of like that kind of gang of comedians embraced you, looked out for you? Because I know you say you go to Austin. Your girl's from Austin, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I haven't got into that circuit. The way the Bert Kreischer thing came about was because Felipe was supposed to do that show with, I believe it was a Latino actor.
Okay.
And he actually got a part last minute, so he had to fly out. So Bert I don't even know. I mean, sorry, Felipe hit me up. I don't know if I was the second option, third, fourth. I don't know.
But it hit you and you were like, I'm there.
I was like, I'm in LA, and where they shot it is
I'll
like
be there.
7 minutes from the house. I was like, I'll be there. So I showed up. And luckily, man, I knocked that out the park. And me and Bert, we built a relationship from there a little bit. We exchanged info.
He's funny, yeah.
Yeah, and I got his number and everything, but I'm not one of those guys that like reaches out to people just because I don't want to. I don't know. I'm not that guy.
I see just how hard like some of those guys work with like so many show ideas. Like that motherfucker's doing so much. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Man, he drinks so much.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'd be so goddamn tired just flying to the damn shows.
Flying sucks.
Yeah, and I'm
you
like,
get off that plane like, yo, I need a nap.
No, they get off planes and they go do podcasts and then they go do performances. I'm like, hell no. If it's a travel day, it's a travel day. That's it. All I'm gonna do is travel.
You said it on that. So you are still with the girl who moved out with you immediately after pretty much knowing her, correct?
Yeah. We broke up, but she came back.
Okay, so was it you that got a tattoo, or she got a tattoo, or
we both got a tattoo?
So each of you got a tattoo. How soon after initial penetration were the tattoos tattooed?
The tattoos came before the penetration.
Wait. So before you had sex with your girl, you got her name tattooed on you?
Yep.
And she got your name tattooed on her.
She got my initials, actually, so I feel dumb.
But you got the full name. She got the initials.
Name,
so
yeah.
she had like a nice out. You were all. I mean, it's small, so you could get it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like we were supposed to get the initials, but I was like, I don't know. I feel like if I get the initials, kind of gay. Like.
Right. And she was like, nah, I'm going to get the initials.
I just got to go get the name. Like,
right.
As a guy, if it's going to be a stupid decision, I got to go
okay, how about this? You guys hadn't fucked yet.
Yep.
Both you tattooed. How long from hi, I'm Ken, hi, what's your girl's name? Starts with a T-I-C?
Talia,
it's nice to meet you. To the tattoos, was it? Was it a week? Was it 4 days? Was it 2 weeks?
Man, look, bro, this is like a Nicholas Sparks story. Because I had met her. Her homegirl was fucking my homie, Rene. And, oh shit! But anyway, it was a long time ago. Yeah. But anyway, it was last year. The first time I was in Austin around May. Her homegirl came to see my boy, and I kind of was just like oh well, you're like, hey, just handle. It's the 2-man mission. You feel me? So anyway, I'm talking to Olga or whatever, and we just talked the whole night. But I'm trying to be cool, so I keep buying drinks and shit. Like I'm buying drinks, and we're still on 6th Street. So like people are there from the show, so they're asking me for pictures. She didn't even get to see my comedy because she got there late, but she seen the people take pictures and shit. So I'm feeling like I'm on one. I'm buying her drinks. I end up overdoing it, bro. She ends up getting like fucked up. I end up getting fucked up. So we get into like a pedicab, those like bike cabs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And we went to our Airbnb that was right there because her homegirl was going with my boy. So we get to the B&B. And as she's getting off the pedicab, she bust her shit, like she fell off. So now I'm picking her up, and I got her like over my shoulder. The dude's just looking at me like,
What's happening?
Yeah,
here?
this dude about to commit a crime. Like,
Yeah,
do I
so
gotta
did
call
he kidnap
somebody?
this girl?
Yeah, like, is she safe?
Yeah.
Like, she passed out, bro.
Right.
So I'm like, so I didn't even realize how it looked. I was just like, whatever.
It looks real grapey.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, my career that
Yeah.
hasn't even started yet. So I ended up taking her to the B&B. I put her in my room, actually, who was right in the entrance. And I just, I was like, all right. I closed the door. I went and partied all night, knocked out. I'm not no weird shit or whatever.
Right.
So from there, we finally, I found her on Instagram, and I kind of just clowned her a little bit, like, damn, like, you knocked the hell out, whatever. And we kind of kept talking. I was like, well, I'll be back next time I'm back. Like, I'm gonna just bring you with me to LA. And I just I was like the running joke or whatever. Then I did end up going back. I did a sold out show in Austin at Cap City Comedy Club. And the whole time, like, I'm performing, I'm killing it, but I'm looking for her, I'm looking for her because she had like red hair at the time. And then I end up finishing the show. I never find her. I do the meet and greet. I don't see her. Then I go look at my phone, and she's like, yo, they won't let me in. Like, I got here late. So she missed my shit again, bro. Missed my whole show again. So she still hadn't seen me do comedy. And but we kicked it that night after the show. And from that night, we just kicked it, but she ended up, like I said, we didn't even fuck before the tattoo, so she went home. And then she's like, if you push your flight back, we'll hang out again tomorrow. So I pushed my flight back. Then that was Friday. We kicked it again. So we kicked it twice after after I went back. And then when I was going to come back to LA, I was like, fuck it. Just come with me. And I got her a ticket, and she came, and shit, she never went back.
Did you guys get the tattoo in LA?
Night one. The reason I had to fly back to LA was because I had a spot at the Comedy Store, and I'm like barely trying to work my way into the Comedy Store.
Right.
It's like one of the
That
best
whole
clubs in the
world,
world.
yeah, of course.
So I was like, I can't miss the spot. Like, I gotta go back. But I was like, if you come with me, like, I'll make sure I got enough time to pick you up, and then we'll go to the spa, and then I'll show you LA.
Yeah.
So sure enough, I got there first that morning. Then she got there that afternoon. I picked her up, went straight to the Comedy Store, rocked my set. Then from there we went to the Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard.
Which where all the tattoo shops are open all night. Yeah.
Yep, and like I just said it as a joke, like I'll get your name tattooed, and she's like, I would do it, and I was like, hell nah. She's like, yeah, I'll put your initials.
Both of y'all toxic as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, for real.
Both of y'all are
I was
toxic
like,
as
nah.
fuck.
So we go to the first tattoo shop, bro, and then at the first tattoo shop, they're like, nah, we're busy, like, and I was like, oh, that's a sign, like,
Let's not do it.
let's not do it. And then she's like, nah, there's another one right there. So we had to walk all the way up there. And then I was walking. At the time, I had like health issues and shit. So I was like, I ain't finna walk that far. So I got an Uber. And then the Uber, we got like an SUV because I'm trying to like show off.
Right.
And I put on Blame Me by OGZ.
Yeah.
And he's got a line in there. He's like, something about tatting your name on me or some shit. So she was like, oh, see, it's a sign. We got to do it.
Did you do that on purpose?
Huh?
Did you play that song on purpose?
No, not really. Nah, I just like the song. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we walked in, and sure enough, the dude had time. So I was like, well, if you go first, then I'll do it. If you go first and get my initials, I'll do your whole name on my hand. If you go first, though. But I'm not going first. So she did it. She laid down. They put my initials on her back of her ear, and then I went and got this. And it was a lot thinner because they know. Like, it's Boulevard tattoos. Like, they're gonna regret this shit.
Yeah.
So the tattoo was very thin. I feel like I would have washed my hand enough times.
It would've came off.
It would have already been gone.
Yeah.
So my dumbass got drunk as fuck in San Fernando Valley with the homies one time, and one of them was like practicing how to do tattoos.
You're like, yo, thicken my shit up.
Yeah, he thinking my shit up. My shit was all swollen for a minute, and now it looked like a prison tab, but. Fuck it, had to go big or go home.
So did with the tattoos, the first time you guys having sex, there's so much. It's like the detox. Like it's like so much anticipation.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It wasn't. Nah, man, we were drunk as fuck. We knocked out halfway through it. We didn't even finish. I swear to God, we both passed the fuck out. Woke up, pants around our ankles and shit.
Shit.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but we made up for it.
And she's still with you.
Yeah, bro, we had broken up for like a month, bro.
She went back home?
Yeah, she went back home. We just got into it one time because they put a gun on us in Raleigh, North Carolina, and she was like, I don't care. Why you ain't text me all day? I'm like, girl, they pulled a gun on us. So we got into a big argument. But anyway, we got back together.
Shout out to you, man. That's I wish you luck.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Nah, I'm telling you, bro. She saved my life. I was in LA by myself, when I moved out here. Me and Rene were supposed to get a place together, but he actually had got with his wife So obviously I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
they
be
worked
like,
it
nah,
out,
man,
yeah.
I'm your roommate. You know,
Yeah.
so I was like, all right, now it's cool, man. I was renting a room from my uncle in San Fernando Valley,
Yeah.
and then when I got my apartment, I was by myself, so I would just be drinking the whole time,
Just getting fucked
doing
up.
coke, getting faded, and it was just like I was just going like spiral out of control.
It sounds like somebody we know.
Yeah, I ended up going to the hospital. It was bad. It was bad.
Oh, you were fucking on one.
Well, yeah, bro. It was like, I didn't give my body a break. Like, I'll go to the hospital for cocaine, and then I'll come down from the cocaine, but then I'll eat a whole pizza, so then my heart would be like having to digest the pizza. Like,
You were just
like I
fucking-
was just killing myself.
Just wasting away, committing slow suicide in an
Bro,
apartment in the valley.
I was on my Chris Farley shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But yeah, now that she's there, you know, it's not even like just having somebody in the apartment kind of keeps you in check.
Yeah, somebody
you know?
to hold you accountable.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm not gonna eat the whole pizza because she right here. You know. Like,
Have you cut down on the cocaine use?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, not 100%. That would be a lie, but yes, a lot.
But a lot. Yeah. That's the only thing is like there was those comedians who was it last year? There was like 2 or 3 of them that died.
Yeah. I don't remember their
In
names.
LA, I forget. I don't want to, obviously, I don't remember their names, but yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, man, that shit.
You never know what you're fucking putting up your nose, dude. Like that's the thing that sucks about doing drugs in 2024 is them shits is cut.
Yeah, man, but you know the crazy thing is too. Like, I'm not sure if you've ever dabbled like that, but the thing is, like, I could say that right now because I'm sober. Like right now, I'm sober at this moment. Not like I'm sober this week.
Right.
But I'll be like, yeah, man. I could tell you. I could sit right here and bullshit. Be like, yeah, man. You never know what they put in there. But if I get 4 beers in me, bro, I won't give a fuck. You feel me? Like just give me that shit. Like,
What you got? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, like it don't matter. Like, fuck it. You feel me? Like, it's so crazy how fast the mind
Changes.
Like, as an
and not
addict,
just with that decision. It could be like with
like cheating on your wife.
it could be with
like,
anything.
boom. Yeah.
You'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was in the moment. Fuck.
Yeah. People kill people like that. You know, like they're like, oh, I saw red, and you know, it was or whatever.
Or even like getting into a car. Like we had a homie of ours who went on a sick ass bender last week, and this fool was like blacked the fuck out and got all like emotional and jumped in his car, drove to Runyon Canyon and went for a fucking hike at like 11 p.m. at night, fell, fucked himself up, survived, thank God. But I was like, bro, I talked to him the next day. I was like, bro, you could have died. Like, you could have killed somebody, dog. Like, he was like blacked out. Like, why would you go on a hike in the pitch black? Like,
Why would you go to hike at all?
you should probably. Yeah, I'm about to say, you should probably go on a hike.
I know.
So talk to me, like, for you, like, obviously, I feel like comedy is like, it's like with anything, like DJing, rapping, with technology, it's made it a lot easier for people to label themselves as something that they might not necessarily fully respect or be. Does that make sense? Like, I've been seeing so many people pop up doing like quote unquote comedy, and I could put a reel up, or I could put an Instagram clip up, or whatever. For you, like, is it when you blow up on the internet, is it harder to get like peer respect when it comes to like some of these guys have been doing it for like 20 years? Do they look at you a little different, or do you think that has kind of like passed? Because I feel like there was a time where that was a thing.
Yeah, you know what, bro? I think that right now we live in a time where people are like, the internet has made us so self-centered. We only think about ourselves.
Right.
Like as comedians, comedians are people that need reassurance. We need instant gratification.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do. And whether it was because of trauma or whatever the fuck it is, you need that validation, you know? And I feel like back then, you weren't on the internet all day, so all you had to do was look at other motherfuckers when you wasn't looking at yourself. So yeah, there would be more peer comments, or
right.
Other people would talk about you more than anything. Nowadays, we live in a time where people are more they respect art more, and they realize like everybody's a little bit different. So we're not gonna talk shit about it, you know.
Right.
And if they do, it's not gonna be as serious.
I always just say like, yo, funny is funny.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a skit. I don't care if it's a stand up.
Yep.
If I laugh, I laugh. Like,
yeah, but yeah, like right now we don't. I mean, and then me is like, I definitely don't give a fuck because it's like, shit, I'm making money. I'm selling tickets. Like my life was.
Your life has changed.
I had my car repossessed. I got kicked out of my house. Like I was doing drugs. Like I was in the hospital about to die from heart failure. Like Like, bro, I'm not even supposed to be here now. Like, so the fact that I'm able to go to Reno and do 6 shows, Denver, Detroit, like,
and have a whole tour.
I'm already. I live in LA. Like, I used to come out here broke as shit. I used to save up $500 just to come out here and sleep on my uncle's couch and just like look at like the houses down Mulholland Drive and shit. Right. Now, I live out here. You know, I live right over the hill. I work the clubs the club of my dreams, Hollywood. You know, the Comedy Store, the Improv.
How often? Like for people, I don't think people understand like how legendary the Comedy Store is. So are you like a regular there now? Like
I'm not a regular, but I am in their development program is what they call it. So basically you just go, you do your spots as they give you spots. And eventually, you know, I'm not sure if there's like a chart or how many you got to do or what you got to do. But eventually they make you a paid regular. Your name goes on the wall, which to me, I was a comedy nerd before I was a comic anyway. So just to have that on there, it does mean a lot to me. So
that's a big deal. I always say, yeah, it's such a big deal. And I feel like it's such a cool place just to hang out and network.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still one of those guys. Like every time I walk into any of these comedy clubs here, like I take it in, you know, and I still get starstruck. I'll ask a comedian for a picture. I don't give a fuck. Like, cause I'm like, dude, I could not be here tomorrow. You feel me? Like, I'm a fan the fuck out. I don't give a shit.
Hey, it's the Bootleg Kev Show, man. You already know our number one sponsor, our brothers, our folks, our dogs. Day ones, Odd Socks, man. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use that promo code Bootleg right now. Get the most comfortable socks in the entire world. Now, this is what's dope about Odd Socks. Not only do they have the most comfortable socks in the world, they also have the most comfortable underwear in the world. That's all I wear. On my ass is Odd Socks. On my feet is Odd Socks. They got all the crazy licenses, whatever you're into. I mean, fucking Mountain Dew. Man, they just debuted Coca-Cola recently. Power Rangers, Transformers, man, WWE, whatever you're into, Breaking Bad, they got it. Oddsocksofficial.com, and they're dropping the new slides soon, man. So you can go get the slides, oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code Bootleg right now. Save 20% off at checkout, oddsocksofficial.com. Also want to shout out to these guys right here. It's all we're smoking, baby. I'm talking about them King Palms. Oh, my God. Look at all these King Palms. Ooh. Listen, we got so much love for King Palms. I just want to say we're thankful for those guys over there. And when I say that, when I started smoking King Palms, I felt like my smoking experience changed so much because King Palm, it's an organic smoke. It's a tasteful smoke. It is just amazing. And what's dope about King Palms is wherever you're at, you could be at, what flavor is that? What's this? You could be, I don't know, pick a city. King Palms are nearby. Hit your local smoke shop, get some. Hit that 7-Eleven, get some. This flavor's crazy. Oh, my God. How about Live Life? This is chocolate? What the hell? What in the hell? Anyway, also what's dope about King Palms, if you go to King Palms right now, go to the website, kingpalm.com. Go to kingpalm.com. Use the promo code Bootleg. Save 50% off. They got so much cool shit at kingpalm.com. Not only can you get your leaves, no tobacco, no nicotine, organic flavor, they also got rolling papers. They also got leaves. Like if you're into, like, look, these are the hemp cones right here. The grape swish hemp cones. Look, whatever you're into, 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. Kingpalm.com. Ah! You know what? We're not going to open those. Shout out to King Palm. Let's get back to the interview. Who's your like Mount Rushmore? Who's your favorites all time?
I mean, of all time, dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive.
Patrice O'Neal, Cat Williams, Pimp Chronicles Part 1, like early Cat Williams.
Oh yeah,
banger. Felipe Esparza, I'm definitely influenced by him a lot. I mean, Rene Vaca changed my life. So that's 4 right there, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Shout out to, I feel like Patrice O'Neal is one of the more influential guys nowadays. Like how big would he be right now, like with the internet?
Oh, he would be the biggest because he would be like, he's like the father, I guess, of like what a Shane Gillis is now.
Right.
You know, because he's like the guy of being himself. And that's something that I aspire to be. That's why I like
Shane Gillis is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, one of my favorites, you know? But yeah, you know, it's about being yourself. And that's what I want. Like, I never want to have to go on stage stage and pretend. I never want to have to turn it on.
Right.
I want to be myself. And I feel like Patrice is that person. And Felipe was the first person to talk about, like, I feel like dark stuff on stage as a Mexican, you know, because most Latinos were just doing like Mexican moms be like, you know,
Right.
or you get hit with the chancla. Felipe was up there talking about I was addicted to cocaine, you know, so that also like inspired me a lot.
You related, yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I like.
That's fire, man. Have you been working on a YouTube special or anything like that?
No, not.
It kind of feels like the new thing guys are doing, dropping YouTube specials.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right now, again, with the whole jumping, getting in the game, and like kind of getting catapulted into headlining and touring the country.
That's not the normal path.
Exactly. So I don't have years of material that I've been working
Right.
on. I was barely.
You're like, yo, I got to get through next weekend.
Right. I was developing my hour as all this happened. So I'm still doing my hour. I'm touring a lot of these places for the first time. So I'm barely using that material. So I don't want to have to like put it out already because I still got like a year left of touring cities.
Right. You're like, it can't be out everywhere. I need people to be able to come and see that hour.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
for the first time.
Yeah, and I am writing on the road and putting stuff to the side and everything now that I know that it came so fast and I gotta be ready because obviously I still gotta eat next year, so I still gotta tour. So a lot of these cities I'm gonna go back to and I can't go back with the same shit. Exactly. So I am. It is a little bit more pressure on me now, but it keeps my pen hot. You feel me? And I don't get to be lazy and shit.
How do you write? Like when you have an idea, you writing it down? Is it in your notes? Like how do you?
The good thing about headlining is that you get like an hour to perform. So in that hour, you're not gonna just do hit. It's gonna be, especially like somebody who just started like me, you might have a different cadence one day where you're like, oh shit, I got an extra 5 minutes. What the fuck?
Let me try some shit out.
Yeah, or I forgot some shit. So yeah, I usually try to do all the new stuff up top. Just to kind of see if I can get something, or I'll usually do local stuff first, which is new stuff because I just learned that in the city as I got there that day. But I'll do that, and if it's working, then I'll throw in some new shit, and then I'll go into and if the new shit don't work, then I'll go into my material, which I know is gonna work.
Right.
You know, so I always try to hide it in the middle somewhere,
that makes sense.
or towards the beginning, right before I know I'm gonna have a good one right after that. You know. But yeah. That's how I kind of write on stage. As far as like not being on stage, I don't sit down and write anymore just because I don't even think I got pencils at home, to be honest with you. But I just usually write in bullet points in my iPhone notes,
right? And
then I'll go on stage and I'll fuck around with the idea.
Work through it.
Mm-hmm, yep.
That's fire. What was it like doing? Shout out to the Coyote Boys. They did a video with Mario Lopez that you were in, which was crazy.
Yeah, man, it was crazy to me. Like I mean, obviously, shout out to the homies, the Coyotes. Those are the homies. That's why we did it. Just seeing Mario Lopez was like, what the fuck? Because he's like
that fool like is ageless.
Yeah, first of all, and then it was just kind of like, it's such a random ass person. Like to me, you know, like
super random.
Because like it's like Mario Lopez. What the
in
fuck?
a rap video?
Yeah, like because I'm from Chicago. I know he's from out here in Cali,
right.
So he get more love. More people know him. But over there back home, I just remember like the people that used to watch the babysit me upstairs.
Right.
They Saved by the Bell, Slater. You know.
Yeah.
So then like seeing him, I was like, what the hell? Like, and it's crazy because like he is a celebrity, he's famous, but it's just like. You the guy from like the TV guide, you feel me? Like
yeah.
But he's cool.
Or the gas station.
Yeah, he's everywhere. It's funny now because like every time I go into a hotel room, he's there, and like my girl be there. I'm like, oh, that's my homeboy. You know,
I know him.
And he likes all my shit now. But he's the coolest, bro. Shout out to Mario Lopez, bro.
That motherfucker, whatever he be eating and drinking, everybody should practice because he do not age.
Bro, that motherfucker.
He ages like Pharrell.
Yeah, bro. Literally, he's Mexican for real. But it was insane, man. But I just realized that I don't think I could ever be an actor, bro. I had like a 3-second scene, and it took us like maybe like 40 minutes an hour to film because they got to get like every angle. I was so goddamn like tired of that shit already.
You're like, yo, enough.
Yeah, I was like, man,
how many times we got to do this shit?
They're like, do it one more time and then do it one more time. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, am I doing it right? I had never really done it before.
Right.
I remember one time I got hired to be in a movie. And they emailed me the script 6 months prior to the first table read. Mm-hmm. I printed it out the first day of the table read. I never looked at that motherfucker.
Not once.
Not one time. Then I went to the table read, and I thought we were going to read it, but obviously everybody
already memorized their shit.
Notes. Everybody's shit was highlighted. I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, hold on, where are we at?
Yeah. And then at the table read, they were like, yeah, you're done. Like,
yeah, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work for you. So I got fired. So from there, I was like, fuck acting. And then I actually did it for the music video, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think I like this shit at all. I feel like it's like having a job all over again. And that's why I do comedy, so I don't have a job.
Tell me, obviously, it could be cocaine, it could be shrooms, it could be edibles. What's the highest you've ever been in your life?
Highest?
Where you were just
Man,
like
bro.
fucking...
Shit, bro.
Whether you were tripping balls or you thought you were going to die.
I mean, I've told this story on a few podcasts already. I could do that one or I could do a different one.
Give me a new one.
A new one? Man, I remember one time I used to do my own podcast and before going on the road or whatever. And I was doing a podcast and I was interviewing some young kids who had like a Mexican musician band, Locals or whatever.
Right.
And the whole time I'm just doing coke. Like I got a 8-ball on me. And every time the cameras, obviously we got the producer. So when they're talking, I know the camera's going to pan that way. So I'm just doing fat bumps. And
Throughout the whole interview?
the whole interview. I damn near finished like the whole ball. Throughout the interview, it was like 40 minutes, by the way.
What were they? Were they looking at you like you were crazy?
Yeah, these kids were like, I mean, at the time I was probably like 25. I'm 28 now. They were probably like 18. So they're just looking at me because it's funny because they brought me a gift. They brought me like a tequila bottle and they brought me 2 cigars or 3 cigars. And I like they're smoking cigars. Like you could tell they're just like fighting for their life, smoking this fucking cigar. And I'm just like coked the fuck out of my mind. So yeah, it was just like an awkward ass interview.
Is that shit on YouTube?
It is, bro. Yeah, I for sure got to be on YouTube somewhere.
That shit's hilarious.
And then like at one point they're telling me like oh yeah, man, but as far as music or motivation, I think or something that's I was like, all right, that's enough. Thank you guys for coming to the fucking podcast. I just cut them off. I cut them off halfway through the damn podcast. I was like, all right, bro, thank you. I kicked them the fuck out because I wanted to keep drinking. I didn't want to talk anymore. I kept drinking and I kept geeking after they left. And then I used to live in an apartment that was first floor apartment and it had a sliding door in the back, but right behind it was a train track.
Oh shit!
So the train would just that's why rent was cheap as hell because the fucking train would just zoom by, and it was just like bing every night. So my homeboy, my roommate, he's knocked out on the couch in the living room, and I'm in my room. I'm just like trying to come down from like this fucking like I'm like sweating and shit. Like I'm trying to write jokes, but like I can't. But I'm just not like still, So at this point, I'm just like something's wrong. Like something is wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. Like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I started like my fingers started like gang banging and shit. Like I'm looking like my homie Lefty Gunplay and shit. Bro, I'm telling you, my shit said, "Ooh, boy, fucking me." So I'm looking all. But I had never like. I had done coke a long time already from that point, but I had never I think I had never done it in that short period of time that much, and that shit was strong as fuck. It was like some butter. Shout out to the plug, almost killed my ass. But so I ended up doing all that shit. Then I started getting like a brain freeze. So I'm like, oh shit, like I'm cold, but I'm hot, but I also got like a brain freeze. So I started looking shit up, and it's like, oh, you're like a heart attack, like overdosing, like. So it's like the worst shit ever.
So you were like borderline overdosing?
Yeah, bro. So then I'm tweaking the fuck out. So I go to the back to the sliding door shit, and I pop open the door. We got the wooden stick, in the hood.
Yeah.
Take that shit out, open the sliding door. I go to the back, and the wind hits me. So I'm just like, I start coming down. Bro, out of nowhere, the bitch ass train. Oh. Bro, my heart just started boom, 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 boom. It went crazy again. So it gets to a point where I'm just kind of like this and shit, like zombie mode. And the neighbor from next door, he was in his balcony upstairs, and he's like, "Hey, like you all right?" And I'm just looking at him like this, like I'm on Thriller and shit, bro. Yeah. And he ends up fucking. He just looking at me, right? But he don't. But like we hate each other because we be on bullshit, like throwing each other's trash at each other or whatever. But so he was just kind of like, damn, he about to go, So I go back in the house, I close the door, then I lock myself in the bathroom. I just turned the water on, bro. I didn't get in the water. I just wanted to like hear it,
yeah,
like hear something, like something peaceful. And I just put my hand on the wall, like I was like this, bro, like on the wall. Now that I think about it, I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck wrong with me?
Crazy.
But from there, I end up going into my bedroom. I take off my shirt, and I was like it wouldn't stop, like my shit was just tweaking. And my dumb ass thought that if I hit a bong rip,
it would bring you down.
Me go down.
Yeah.
So I hit a bong rip. That shit just made me more paranoid. So now I'm paranoid. My heart's beating. Like, bro,
You're on the uppers, you're on the downers.
Yeah, I was like, should I call? Should I go to the hospital? Like, I wake up my roommate? Because my roommate, by the way, the whole time he's passed out, and I'm mad as hell because I want to wake him up. Like, bitch, help me out. But at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? What am I gonna tell him anyway?
What's he gonna do?
Yeah, what the fuck he gonna do? So I never wake them up. And then I'm just like, should I just call 911? Should I call 911? But I was like, hell no, because then my mom is gonna find out. They're gonna call her. She's gonna go to the hospital. She's gonna find out I've been doing all these drugs. Like, I was like, fuck, I'd rather die. Like, I'd rather overdose it. I'd rather have them find my body before my mom. I had to face my mom about this shit.
Does your mom watch podcasts that you're on?
Nah, she knows now. Yeah, she knows now. I came clean about a lot of shit. But so then from there, I was like, fuck that. So I fixed my bed. I put a whole bunch of pillows. Like I kind of cleaned my room up a little bit because I was like, you know, they gonna find me here. Mm-hmm. I got pisses and cups and shit. I gotta move shit around. Like, that shit was horrible.
You were pissing in cups next to the bed?
Yeah, because sometimes my roommate would take forever in the bathroom.
Oh shit, you're a sick ass fool, bro.
Nah, for real. I was depressed, man.
Yeah. You ever accidentally spill a cup of piss?
Man, yeah, that shit sucked.
I remember I had to piss in a bottle while driving once. And that was rough because I'm driving and then like I think my first squirt went out and like hit the steering wheel in my hand. I was like, oh,
bro, fuck that, bro. I fucking shit myself trying to piss in a bottle in the car. Yeah, loose ass booty. But just pause on that.
Whoa,
blood thinners. I'm on blood thinners. But anyway,
yo, you got to get your health together.
No, I'm doing it now.
Good.
Like, I'm on the way now.
Are you working out?
Nah.
Just go for walks, bro.
Yeah, that's what I started doing now.
Go for like an hour walk every day.
Hell yeah. I started doing
What about food? Are you like...
I definitely eat a lot less. I'm on the right medication, less on the drugs,
less
on the drinking.
That's good.
So it's going really well. I'm doing a lot better than I was before.
That's good to hear. Yeah, you got a lot to lose, bro.
Hell yeah, now. But anyway.
You don't want to end up like Chris Farley.
Yeah, I know. So I had done my bed where I was ready to die, and I put on your Mom's House podcast, Tom Segura. Mm-hmm. And that was like my comfort show, and I put it on, and I was just like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm going to lay right here, and we'll see what happens. And I just closed my eyes, bro, and I don't know how. I don't know how. I think I was so in shock that I knocked out, because I was so coked up. Like, people are like, how did you go to sleep, though? Right. And I still don't know how to explain to myself. I don't know, because I would never. I'm one of those guys where if I do it, I'm not going to sleep that night. Right. So I don't know how I did it, but I knocked the fuck out. I think it might have been the bong hit. It just overpowered the coke. And eventually I passed out, and I woke up the next day. The sun was beaming in my fucking face, and my arm hurt. I just remember my arm like hurting like a shitload, like somebody just punched me all over my shit. But it was just like, I think all the stress I was doing, and my heart, all the stress that was on it. And then shit, bro, I fucking took a shower, went to work. That was it.
Have you met Tom Segura yet?
I've never met him, bro. That's like
you got to tell him, hey, yo, I thought I was going to overdose and I put your podcast on.
Yeah, I don't know how you could be like, oh, yeah. He probably like it, though.
Is he? He's done stand-ups in full Spanish. Is he Mexican or what is he?
No, he's half Peruvian.
But okay. Yeah. Because I know he's done like Spanish versions of his specials.
Yeah. He's working on. I think he's got a Netflix deal for one right now. I don't think he's recorded it yet, but he's already done shows in Spanish. But I think so. He's half Peruvian, so his mom spoke Spanish, but he also went to school abroad in Spain, so he learned his Spanish is kind of like Spaniard.
It's proper.
Yeah, it's real proper Spanish. But I mean, it's pretty cool seeing it come out.
I'm on Duolingo.
Yeah.
Day 18.
Day 18 for Spanish.
Yeah.
Man, in LA, you definitely need, like, it's definitely a W.
Well, you know, my wife's Mexican, so I need it just to. Yeah, she speaks English, but. But you know, like I go to Tijuana for my dentist and shit, and
dentist.
The dentist. The dentist. Oh, okay. And they got great food, dog. Great Chinese food.
You ever been to Hong Kong out there?
Never. I don't even know what that is.
No, you don't know what that is. You said never before. You said don't know what that is.
What is that?
That's a brothel, man.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Is that like a...
You never heard of Hong Kong?
In China?
No. In Tijuana.
No.
Hong Kong is a brothel. It's very famous.
I had never been. Anyway.
You got me there.
I'm glad you're alive.
Me too.
When's your next LA show?
I don't know, man. I got in LA.
Or you just pop up?
I got Pasadena, August 20.
Ice House?
Yeah, I got Pasadena Ice House. We got them August 19th. Hermosa Beach, August 29th. And then we're doing Oxnard, July 19th. So I'll be all over like the IE and down
Tons
there.
of lettuce out there in Oxnard.
The what?
They have tons of lettuce.
Lettuce?
Yeah, that's where all the farms are.
Oh, shit. No, I remember driving there a couple times, and it was just nothing.
It's lettuce.
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to the 805.
Shout out to 805. Yeah, I love them out there. They go hard out there.
For sure, they do. They're good folks in 805. All right, well, look, bro, I appreciate you pulling up, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Go follow this guy. It's Ken Flores 300.
Yep.
On Instagram. And make sure you go. You got the YouTube channel popping?
Not yet, bro. Not yet.
Not yet.
No, yeah, I gotta
get it going.
I know. I'm asleep on that.
You need the YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Those shorts
I got
are popping.
a few of them. It is Ken Flores 300, but no, I'm not active.
You're not active on there. You got to get the guy and offer him free rent again.
Yeah, for real. You need to come back. Shit.
Or tell your girl, I need you to get on that Premiere cut. Or cap cut or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the road with me, we could be flooding these hotel rooms together. I'm going to need you to edit some fucking videos on your phone.
You got to edit something, man.
There it is, my guy. I appreciate you pulling up.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.